Yo, what's up, small YouTubers? This is actually my first time trying to do a live stream or kind of really get in your face here on the small YouTubers group. But I wanted to go live and kind of just talk about a couple things, finishing up my day here at work. And I'm actually in a pretty unique position, I think. And we talk a lot, and I see a lot of chat almost every day in this group based around a lot that has to do with kind of success. And what I mean by that is, we all have our own versions of what is successful in this YouTube stuff that we do. I mean, we come from all different walks of life. We have all different mindsets and ideologies, and the way we think about what YouTube is for us, right? Like, we all do it for different reasons. So that alone just leads to a complexity of what is successful, right? So I thought I would kind of explain my thoughts on YouTube, what it's great for me. And remember, this is for me because a lot of these conversations all revolve around what's good for me or you. But, for me, I find that, I feel if I had to judge, am I a successful YouTuber? I'd say I'm mediocre at best. A lot of that by choice. There's a ton of stuff that I do and haven't done because I just choose to do things the way I do because it works for me. Because it's either, for me, all or nothing, really. Like, when I do what I'm doing, I'm getting better, and I'm doing a little more every day that I learn to be more efficient and effective and better at what I do. I'm able to then tackle more. And so I started off in YouTube years ago, like 5 years ago, in a totally different genre than what I'm in today. Kind of. It was RC, it was ground RC though, completely different than drones and the stuff that I'm in now. But to kind of cut to the chase, I'd started just making videos because it was easy to cut something on, record what I did, and post it. And so I was doing really raw stuff early on. And I was just cutting together, not even really editing, just throwing it up on the web and being like, hey, watch this. And why are you not watching it? And then I learned to edit, and then I learned to do some different things. And I got engaged. And I got engaged in the community when I got on Facebook, which was about 4 or 5 years ago. Really, I was really started to use Facebook for a hobby, kind of what I was doing rather than what most people do, which is personal stuff. My Facebook personal side is really, really bland. It's just family stuff at best. So I keep everything separated. I created pages instead of using my main profile to post my videos. So I created pages like 4 or 5 years ago. And then, more recently, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, as I started developing different content and different things, I made pages specific to the content. And this was for a reason in my head. I was trying to cut corners. I was trying to share as much as I could, right? And so I didn't want to be seen as spamming necessarily, though at this point everybody knows who's who with the pages really in our circles. So I kind of do still get caught as a spammer, but I try to be light. But I created pages, and then I linked everything back to each other. So for me, being successful was just creating content and having people be able to find it if they wanted it. I didn't care what people thought, and I still don't really. If people don't like it, great. If people do like it, that's awesome too. I get tons of comments and emails and messages about how my content has helped somebody in our area of what we do. And that's all I really do it for, is to be relatable. So for me, being successful, I could be better at it, and I could be making money, and I could be using it in a lot more ways to be more effective, to get rewarded more. But it's just not really, again, kind of what I want. So I keep myself kind of in the area that I am. So like I said, my biggest tips and advice, to be successful, you have to know your demo, and you have to know what you're kind of playing into. So whatever your topic is, get into groups, get into forums, go hang out in those areas and hang out with them locally, and be known in that area for doing good, for kind of having an opinion about things, whether it be right or wrong. Just always make sure, you're on all sides there, and, but just be known, have a presence, basically. Make your voice heard within the community in whatever way you want to be impactful. And you'll be successful more that way, because people will then start to follow you, and then you can start plugging what you do. And then it's all about being in line and just putting in the work. YouTube, it's going to go one or two ways. You're going to be some crazy instant star because it just happens to all align for whatever you're doing or what you're going at. And that's a 1 in a 10 million, 20 million, 50 million chance, right? Or It's that you use this as a tool and you grind out and you perfect your little craft and you show like your progression through what you're doing, and you use that to share your passions. And then as you're engaged in sharing your passions, you're learning different things, right? And so really what I wanted to kind of share was kind of my career, how I'm not a YouTuber as a career necessarily, but my YouTubing has led me down a path that has led me into a new career over the last few years. I was a chef, I was a lifetime restaurateur, manager, all those things. I'm 37 years old, and from 20 to 34, 35, all I did was restaurant work. And I'm educated, I've got a degree in culinary arts, and I ran multi-million-dollar restaurants. I loved it, I loved what I did. But I got into what I do now on YouTube, and the topic is drones, and I got into that. And as I was using drone technologies to kind of, do and learn what I was doing and promote these content, make content, I met a lot of people, I was engaged, and I did a lot of things within communities and things to where it led me to one specific situation that actually ended up kickstarting this whole situation. And I got invited to go to a conference, and at that conference I ended up meeting somebody that about 4 or 5 months later asked me to work for them in an industry and in a market that was around the content that I was making and had no previous experience in. Just my life experience, my work experience, and business experience in what I did. But I proved through everything that I did and kind of shown that I could use all that same knowledge in another area and be successful at it and help people and do good. And somebody offered me a job at it. I'm now a second job later at another company. So for almost 2 years now, I've been working in an industry completely outside of something I did for over a decade and was doing very successfully and very well. But I'd rather be doing this. So my YouTube content isn't how I'm making my money, but I'm successful at what I'm doing, and a lot of it has to do with the credit that goes to what I put into YouTube and how I create using YouTube and what I use it for and just how it is to me. So bottom line is, you're successful when you're successful and when you feel like you're successful. So, worrying about the other people and all those things, don't worry about it. And I'm gonna finish up, just nobody's really watching. It's funny. It's not bothering me one bit. Totally cool. I hope this just helps one person. If I can just reach one person with any kind of help, great. And if you guys have help for me, please let me know. Again, by far not great. But things that I've been seeing people ask, posting on set schedules, that helps, kind of, it does. But at the end of the day, if you're blowing up the spot and making people get a bunch of notifications, they're probably gonna turn notifications off. So you have to use it sparingly, figure it out, what works best for you. Sure, posting on schedule is great, but if you ever get off schedule, then it throws that all off. And so there's just things to think about. I think posting good quality content at a regular, decent basis is more important than anything. How to get views? You just get them. Be on the cutting edge, bleeding edge, and ahead of the cutting edge of whatever topic you're on. So if there's a new product coming out in a month, well, as soon as you can get your hands on it, you need to get your hands on it. And what happens is you work your way up through buying product and making sure that you always pre-order and get it on time and pick it up the day it is and go make your video right away and all those things, right? That leads you to eventually, if you make the right people and make the right connections and do the right things, you can start becoming an influencer and people ask you to look at something ahead of time. So that's something that typically gets asked. I mean, yes, get out there and ask people, but don't go requesting a bunch of free stuff. You're not going to get it. And you're just going to kind of put a name out there for yourself for being a needy person that has no idea what they're doing. I've done that. I was that guy, totally was that guy for a long time. So just become an influencer, and then the influencer people will find you basically pretty much. Do thumbnails? Yeah, thumbnails matter. They do attract attention. Definitely look at them. Try to get some better thumbnails. Pick at least the best looking thumbnail. You don't have to go out of your way too much, but they do make the difference if there's a lot of competition in that area. Why don't people like my videos? Because, man, they just don't. You're weird. You like weird shit. You just do weird stuff. Like, who cares why people don't like your stuff? It doesn't matter. You're not doing this, hopefully, to make people like you or want to be liked. I mean, I understand there's people out there that need that self-esteem, but honestly, let's be brutally honest. This isn't what that's for. This is for just a creative outlet. Share what you want. Yes, YouTube's going to make money off of you. That's their job. That's how we got YouTube. Without YouTube doing what they do, it takes money to run a business to do these things. don't worry about making money off YouTube or why you're not getting views or why YouTube cares about somebody else more. Trust me, if you have the right content, it happens. I've had viral videos, the videos that are typically pre-ordered product that I get ahead of time, people really want to watch, and you just title it the right way and you put it out at the right time and it gets views. Stay connected. Again, just stay connected. Get in there, get dirty, know who you're trying to be talking to, because those are the people that are going to watch your stuff. And so if you at least just sit around and listen to them, poke in every once in a while, then people are going to be curious as to what you say when you post a video about it. Don't trip. Quit tripping. Quit tripping. Do the work. It's work. It really is. Man, even just cutting together quick edits with no editing, just like record it and put it on the, I mean, it takes time, and having the right gear matters. Gear and workflow. Work on gear, workflow, and figuring out how to edit, and then get into making really nice, pretty edits, because you're gonna spend tons of time already just trying to do those basic things that once you figure it all out, you're really gonna then spend time on the physical editing, and it's gonna show because you know what you're doing and you have the right gear and the workflow, and all of that is about mental game. I do videos, no BS. My videos are edited in 5 to 20 minutes minimum, usually, or average, usually. And that's just for what I do, but that's just insane. I mean, I do care. I make sure I hit all the points, but I've gotten that decent to where I can post really well, effective edits, just decent ones, at least just above mediocre ones I'm okay with, very quickly and easily. And so I only did that from practice. And just be you, do you, don't worry about nothing else, and just be happy with being you. Because at the end of the day, you are the one that judges your success. You shouldn't really, I mean, you should just be happy. I mean, come on, we're at YouTube, you're having fun, you're doing what you do, you enjoy it. Hopefully that should be enough, but don't trip, you'll get there, all right? Yeah, I hope I helped some people. Literally, like, people came and left, nobody really cared to listen or watch me, and that's perfectly fine. I hope I helped somebody, or at least am fun and entertaining to laugh at. So have some fun. Check out my channel, CheFPV.com will take you to my Facebook, and from there you'll find my channel, atxrcproductions.com. That's the channel. Peace.